Hi everyone, thanks a lot for watching this short video on Under the Hood in AWS SSO. Let's begin. In case you guys are also wondering like me, what the hell is happening behind the scenes in AWS SSO and how does entire authentication works behind the scenes whenever user is accessing any of the AWS accounts using AWS SSO console. So here in this short video and demonstration, we will be looking at what's happening behind the scenes or under the hood. So I have created another video as well in case you guys wanted to integrate AWS SSO with external IDP providers like CyberArk Identity. So you guys can watch my other video. So today we will be zooming a bit more on the last block. So that's where AWS SSO and all your AWS accounts are going to come into picture. So let's see what's happening under the hood. So this is what's happening behind the scenes. So what's going to happen? Your AWS SSO will act like your IDP, identity provider. Whereas each and every AWS account, it will act like your service provider. So behind the scenes, between your AWS SSO, there will be a SAML trust. And SAML authentication is gonna happen behind the scenes. So as soon as you enable AWS SSO, what AWS SSO is going to do, it will create IDPs in each and every AWS account. And that's where trust is going to automatically establish. The second point is, so from a user perspective, user can assume one of the given IAM roles. So what's going to happen behind the scenes? As soon as we are touching the permission sets in AWS SSO, what AWS SSO is doing, it will create a new IAM rules in each and every AWS account. So these are the two main things what's happening. So enough talking, let's jump onto the AWS console and we will try to see everything with our own eyes, what's happening under the hood. So let me jump onto my AWS console first. So in my AWS console, so what I did, so if I go to the choose identity source, so I have already configured my identity provider as the CyberArk Identity. So today we will not be talking about the CyberArk Identity. So apart from that, if I click on the AWS account, so I got like 4 different AWS accounts. And if I click on the permission set, in the permission set, you are able to see there are 2 different permission sets I have enabled as of now. The first one is called administrator access. The second one is called billing access. So what we can do, I'll go to the AWS management console. So this is what I was referring to. If you go to IAM, so I'm simply going to the identity provider. If I go to the identity provider, you are able to see whenever you're enabling AWS SSO, it will automatically create one identity provider. It will be named like AWS SSO underscore very large number underscore do not delete. So this is how it's gonna look like. So again, this identity provider is gonna be unique for each and every AWS account. So we will be looking into it a little bit later on. And if I go to my management console, if I go to my roles, in the roles also you will be able to see. So what AWS SSO did, they created 2 roles behind the scenes. It will be named like AWS reserved SSO underscore administrator access underscore billing or something. If I click on administrator access, I think what AWS might be doing, they might be attaching a AWS managed policy. The managed policy they are attaching is administrator access. So let's go back. Let's double confirm onto the AWS reserved. So let's go to the billing role once. In the building role also, so what AWS is doing, they are just attaching a managed policy. So this is a little bit about the roles and the IDP. So what we are going to do today to see, so what kind of events are going to appear in the CloudTrail. So what I'll do, I'll log in into my external IDP. In this case, again, it is a CyberArk IDP, and we will try to access AWS SSO. And then from there, we will try to go into one of the AWS account. So currently what's happening? So I have already authenticated using SAML to the AWS SSO. And I have been presenting 4 different accounts, and I can access the administrator access role. So I'll go to the CloudTrail management console. So it takes a couple of seconds to get to see all the events. In the meanwhile, what we will do, I'll go to the management console again, or I'll go to my user. So as a user, what I'll do, I'll try to access my master account. Okay, I'll simply click on the management console, and you will be able to see we will be redirected to the management console access. And if you are able to see here, so as a user, I'm assuming this particular role, AWS Reserved SSO Administrator Access. This is the same role what I have shown you, what AWS SSO created behind the scenes, and admin_rajneesh.garg is my username. So what I'll do, we will wait for the CloudTrail events to appear. So as of now, I will pause this video and I'll resume it after 1 to 2 minutes of time. So what happened? So in 2 minutes time, we will start seeing all the different events. So what's going to happen if you want to look at the CloudTrail events? The first event notification you are going to see is the user authentication. If I click on a user authentication, you will be able to see a bunch of parameters like a principal ID, and you will be able to see, hey, this request is coming from a external IDP. And if I go back, so then the second event you're going to see is the authenticate. So now the user has been authenticated. So you will be able to see the username, and you will be able to see, hey, this event source, the source of this particular CloudTrail event is coming from AWS SSO. And you will be able to see the recipient account ID and on which account ID user is able to access or user is able to authenticate. So by default in AWS SSO, this is what I observed. So whenever user is able to authenticate to the AWS SSO, by default, all the events are going to appear in the AWS master account. So this is my master account. If I go back, and apart from that, after the authentication, you are able to see here what this particular user was doing. I was trying to list all the different applications. I was trying to list all the different accounts. All these different events are going to appear. So then there are 2 main events we will be focusing upon. The first one is if I click on a federate, in a federate, so this event is coming from AWS SSO. So here you are able to see the principal ID, account ID, which is your master account ID and the username. And here you are able to see, hey, as a user, which role I'm trying to assume. So as a user, if you guys remember, I was trying to assume administrator access role. And I was trying to access the same account ID as my AWS master account. So that's where you are seeing this account ID and this account ID is the same. And if I go back, so we looked at federate, and now let's look at the assume rule with SAML. Okay, this event is coming from STS. once I click on this, assume role with SAML, so you are able to see, hey, behind the scenes, what's happening. So we will be leveraging upon the SAML. So that's where you are seeing a type as a SAML user. You are able to see the principal ID, username, identity provider, event type, and all these different information. So one thing to take note, so this is the role we are assuming. So AWS reserved SSO, AWS reserved SSO, administrator access. So this is the entire role ARN. Apart from that, so we will be leveraging upon this SAML provider, AWS SSO underscore this one. So let's go back to our IDP. In the IDP, if you are able to see your ARN, this ARN will be matching what we are able to see in the AWS Cloud Relevant. Apart from that, if we go to the roles, if you want to match the entire role ARN, you are able to see the entire role ARN will be matching what's been provided here. In a response, so this user will be accessing access key and the secret access key and the session token using all these few attributes. So this user will be able to log in and this user will be able to perform the future actions. So here we can see the assumed role ID and all these different attributes and parameters are not. So what we can do, so let me log out from this specific account and we will try to assume a role in another account. So I will simply click on the management console account. So once we are able to authenticate, and then what we can do, we can simply go to the IAM. So once I'm able to go to the IAM, if I go to the identity provider, you are able to see another identity provider has been created by AWS SSO. Similar thing is going to happen with the AWS IAM roles. Another role has been created. So again, this role ARN for the obvious reason is going to be different from what's created in your another AWS account. So I think that's it from my side. Thanks a lot everyone for watching this short video. Stay safe and Merry Christmas everybody. Thanks.